going live.
Can't really register the noise when it's coming in and out of 2 years anyway.
There we go. Testing. How we doing? Happy Monday. Can we hear me? Can we see me? How we doing? How we feeling? That looks just crooked enough. Welcome and welcome back. That's weird. There's like little dots under the no. I'm gonna be playing the Stanley Parable. Almost said plus ultra. That's not this. The ultra deluxe. What is it? Hold on. I know this. Ultra deluxe. I'm gonna be playing the Stanley Parable for the first time via the ultra deluxe, the redo, the remaster, the remake extension thing. It's confusing. I don't know anything about this game. But I always thought it looked cool. It's come up in conversation a handful of times. And I want to check it out. I hope you enjoy. This stream is brought to you in part by viewers like you. Thank you to everyone who's been donating. That money goes towards games for the streams, as well as paying bills and stuff like that, so we can keep having lighting and internet. So thank you again, guys, to everyone who's donating. And if you don't want to or unable to donate, there's other ways of supporting me, such as smashing that like, subscribing if you haven't, ringing the bell, checking the settings, setting them to all, blah, blah, blah. The YouTube words, watching things, clicking on things, watching as long as you can. Watch time's important. Just hold your breath. If you're about to close out, just hang on. Just hang on as long as you can. I appreciate everybody who supports me in all the ways. And I hope everyone's doing good. It's been a weird time. And I didn't know if it's gonna like start the game right away, so I stopped answering the questions. So all you missed was I turned on subtitles in English. Fascinating stuff. I think we stalled for a couple minutes. I don't know if it's gonna start. But yeah, I don't know anything about it other than please don't spoil it for me. And it's supposed to be like funny, like Portal is funny, is how it was described to me. But I've only played Portal 1. So I think I know what that means. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. Please pay attention to my streams. Okay, it was just, I wonder why it asks you that. Like, will it like welcome me back after all these years? Because I know this is like the remake extension that was like also for consoles. I'm playing this on the PlayStation. I know a PlayStation 4. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. That looks about right. Don't want y'all to be straining your eyes either. Please enter the current time. Okay. 7. No. PP. Okay. 7:03. No, there we go. Okay, is this gonna like invade my life? Note, accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Well, that's nice to know. Okay. I love seeing that. That's something I'm very privileged to not have to think about all the time. It's amazing some of the things that games can do now. Ooh, that's trippy and weird. Ew, oh my god, I can control the little menus too. Do you see it on the right? Okay. Settings, field of view, okay. Okay. Language, English, show subtitle size. Make them big ol' and big. That looks nice. Cool. Oh, don't delete anything. Dope. Okay. I think we stalled for enough time. Does everyone remember to like? Smash that like. It's free. And it's so important on YouTube. Please. Remember that. Let me tell you a long-winded story about the like button and why it's so important. It starts back in 1776. Begin the game. Hello? The end is never the end is never the end is loading. Nah. Or the end is never the end is never the end. Am I in hell? Is that... Can I just make that general prediction that I've made so many times?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a
Let me
company
know how
in
that
a big
audio
building
is.
where he was employee number 427.
Hell yeah.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee
That's not bad.
427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had
How's that
been
sound?
made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And
Well, if
then
Stanley's
one
happy,
day,
I'm
something
happy.
very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
I turned it
No
up a
one
little
had showed
bit.
up to give him
Just
instructions.
remember to be
call a
kind
meeting,
to
or
each
even
other as
say
well as to me.
hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
That's the last time
But
I'm
as he
messing with the
came to his
audio.
wits
I
and
can't pay
regained
attention.
his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Can I start that over? Sorry, I wasn't able to concentrate. Alana doesn't have her headphones in, so I don't have direct feedback, so I just have chat lag.
I just checked it on my end and it sounded good.
Okay. I'm just going to start it over then.
Okay.
And some people were being kind of dicks, so let's just... I'm not here to mess with you guys. Did that... No, I wanted the intro again. Quit.
Yeah, confirmation from chat that we're good.
Cool. Let me start over. I feel like I missed everything. Just begin the game? Yeah, it sounded important. I had nothing changed from last
This
stream.
is the story
There we
of
go.
a man named Stanley.
Take two.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Oh, so we have our own
Employee
office.
Number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
So it was
Something
made for
he
him
would
then.
never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Gee, I wonder what that's like.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, it started. Okay. Cool. Well, we didn't see other people earlier, so... Where to simulation? I don't want to do it. Can I do stuff? Hello? Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
we got a $20 dono.
Oh, thank you. From whom?
Nocturne Phoenix.
Nocturne Phoenix.
All of
Thank
his
you for the 20.
coworkers
Oh my
were
god.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sorry, I'm being given instructions by God.
No, you're okay.
Thank you for the 20. Did they say, was there a sticker or anything?
Yeah, but
I'm not looking at chat.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Stuff for God to calm down. Been loving your Owl House reactions and insight. Hope you have fun with this wacky game. It's a wild ride.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you've been enjoying the Owl House videos. I hope this is a fun and wacky. Thank you. Sorry, it's hard to manage all this at once. But no, people in chat like to spoil things, so I'm not looking. Hey, blaze it.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay, there's no need to get fresh. Yes, well, it looks like I'm important because some people have like half cubicles, some people have offices. I'm an office person. Oh. I love lasagna. Can I do anything? Someone spilled coffee and it wasn't me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do I have to? I want to read the files. No?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Aha!
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nope.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I'm not standing, I'm pacing. You're an unreliable narrator.
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. You don't do what you tell me. Or I don't
Stanley
do.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
You're not my computer. Only my computer gives me instructions. That's the
Look,
job.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I
Okay,
realize
so you're my
that
enemy.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
It's been like 5
Someone
minutes.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me.
Who did I forget?
I'm asking for her. This is it,
Who?
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
What?
She's been waiting.
Hello? Did you kidnap somebody? Bah!
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
What are you, my
If you can
therapist?
Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let
I
me
unplugged. I already
double-check.
beat the game.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking
no
up
thanks.
the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these
I'm the
decisions
one.
were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you...
Did I break
Wait a
it?
second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
No.
You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment.
Please
so we can
don't.
educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
What?
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
No, I'll answer the phone. Okay.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example,
Is there going to be a
in this
test?
scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read.
Oh,
Which
so it's
choice would
just like
you
real
make?
life then.
Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
My goodness, is it 4:30? Oh. Please don't make me say it. My goodness, is it 4:30? I must be late to my back sack and crack.
Excellent.
Did it hear
Making
me?
choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Did I break it?
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
No, I don't want to be in the haunted building anymore. There's danger everywhere? Do I keep messing with it? Did I break the game? Hello? Oh, the doors are closing.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story.
Can I jump?
That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately,
Should I have
it
listened
seems
my
this
first
place
time playing
is not
this?
well equipped to deal with reality.
Well, now I want to fall off the edge. Oh my god, what? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping up the cargo lift, 5,000. How can you find me if I'm dead? Well, 2 things you can count on in life. Did I already do this wrong? I can't do anything but crouch and walk.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
But I am
Now
real.
remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fuck that.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
No. I don't want to listen. You're scary.
Hell yeah, fight the system, Bill.
I'm trying to rage against this machine. Do I have to? There, see, I did it. Okay, bye. Can we get some music or something? This is how Gaga reveals the new Top Gun song is in the Stanley Parable remake.
Boy, oh boy, that would be well hidden.
Agreed. It's all connected. Everything I do means something.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after
Oh my
everything
God.
we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think
The
was
illusion
so
of control.
special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now.
Dude,
And what am I
breathe.
supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
You better not. I spent 20 bucks on this.
What do I do? What do I do?
28.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
You don't have to do anything. Oh my God. Mom? Is this a horror game? Oh. Oh, I gotta get out of here. Oh, nope. Nope.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here.
I don't want you still
Pile of
here.
Rubbish. With you.
Oh.
You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed.
What, did you make
It
it?
was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
I thought the
Didn't I
exercise
impress
was
upon
thinking
you
for
how
myself.
important it was to be like Stanley. He
I'm
actually
me.
knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Watch your
That
profanity.
thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
I'm an adult.
My story.
You're a child.
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious.
Oh, did it
would
just
have been
spoil
so
it?
Perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always...
Did you just
putting
ruin the
story
ending? Now I
first.
definitely
I'm
don't
quite
want
sure
to.
You'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Toodles.
No!
You just told me the
Why
end
did
of
you
it.
do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite
You
sure
just told
you'll
me
be
how
up
it
to the
ended.
task.
I'm not
Just
doing this
follow my
now.
lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Toodles.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Is it just gonna keep doing this
Behave
to me?
exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that?
Do I need
Quickly,
to stop doing
hurry
this?
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means
Did he
choosing
really just tell me the
responsibly
end of the
and
game
always
because I
putting the story
refuse to
first.
obey?
I'm quite sure you'll be up to
I'm
the
Agent
task.
Smith in this
Just follow
bitch.
my
Nobody
lead and you'll
talk to
be fine.
me.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Why does it sound like I'm like typing on a keyboard when I hit the button? Fine. Yay, I got trophies. Wait, that was my second trophy, though. Oh, it works now. I'm going back. Damn it. No.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh,
Feeling
right.
a wave
There's
of
nobody here.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I have no boss. Everyone is special in their own way. Come together now to figure it out. Oh my god. Number of slides on this slide. Slides, charts, charts, and slides. Why do you need a physical and a digital presentation medium? Rate at which charts on the same slide. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. Please, I'm begging stuff. The boss appreciation minute. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your boss appreciation specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict, unless you're the... What are your dreams for the future? Nature, success, lunch, transcend, talk radio, mitosis, charts, a boat, pollution, less air, spring break, hope. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. This isn't as fun when you just kind of showed up to work one day, not too long after a meeting where they're not going to do any layoffs for a while, just to lay everybody off anyway. Still a little bit of a bitter Betty about that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I can't jump. Gotta love the view. Oh, I just come out here sometimes to think. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Two phones with multiple lines for one person? The beige pages. Yeah, speaking of my unceremonious layoff way at the beginning of the pan, don't forget to like the friggin' stream, please. Watch some videos. Ew. Looks like a rejected 50 Shades of Grey cover. Ooh, we got little Haunted Mansion vibes in the
inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it.
Shut up.
Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Oh, I'm not doing that. Why is there a painting of a panda with a gun to its head? We live in a society?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I can't read that.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Yeah.
You didn't mishear me, did you?
You were being mean to me.
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously.
I'm
if
not
you didn't want to see what I had to
Stanley.
show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak.
That's
Say something
a
to
lie.
me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Oh my God.
he entered
Hello?
the door on his left.
I did not have a choice. You fuck. Is that me?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The
You need
end.
to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Did my brain leave my body? Oh
No,
my
this is
God.
important.
That it?
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need
Did I
you to
put him
take
into
that
like
step forward,
an
please.
existential coma?
Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
Why would you be such an asshole to me if then you're gonna be so sad when I don't do anything?
It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is
Disobedient meta
correct. That
epic.
is the
Congrats.
best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's
Whatever,
the
I've
right thing
been
to
burned by
do.
corporate America too many times.
Take as much time as you need.
Alright, that's it. That's the end. I'm assuming I should just do it again. I'm torn between just listening or just jumping off the edge of that thing and dying.
Someone offered up
Just do it normal
following the
first.
yeah, almost
Okay.
like a weird tutorial kind of into. You can also jump off. I mean,
I can't jump. I can walk
All
off.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
420 Blaze. That's really spooky, but like...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. Do 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 do.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Usually Kathy's here to greet me. Ooh, a piano.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled,
Wait, this isn't what it
Stanley
looked like
wondered
last
in
time.
disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible
Why is this
truth
different?
that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I'm not supposed to listen to you? Stanley wasn't supposed to know it, but you said it, so then I put it in. That was a different office, though. Couldn't get it on the new Unreal Engine, huh?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley
If this was a
realized he
PS5,
felt a
it'd be
bit
flawless
peculiar. It was a
transitions.
stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he
And,
felt more free to think
sensitive
for
triggers.
himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now? when for years it had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ah! This isn't safe. I'd like to talk to my union rep.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Bye. I want to escape. Do I really need to? I know I promised to, like, listen once. This is ass. I don't want to listen. This is bullshit.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life,
Ah.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What? Which one was I again? 420, blaze it. 427?
Yeah, that's right.
That one. Show me me. Oh, it's monitoring our offices. Okay, I was like, I thought because everyone was gone, it was just their desks. But then for me, it would be me.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Bless you.
Thank you. He wasn't controlled
No.
by me
He
all along.
refused
I
to
just started
believe it.
playing.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
This feels like it's happening really fast.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
But that's not even a thought I'm having. The narrator's controlling me. Who controls me? Me or the narrator? We live in a society. That's funny. I like how it's like a system. The end. I did what you told me. Oh, this is a copyrighted song.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself
doesn't
from
sound
someone
right.
else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand,
Ooh, happiness.
but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Love is an open door. That's not true, though. I only did this because the narrator bullied me
Stanley
into
felt
it.
the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility
Now I have even
of a
less
new
control because it's
path
cutscene.
before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
No, Stanley's confused. $20 to walk out a door? No, I know there's more to that than that. So yeah, that's not true though, because all I did was listen to the narrator, and it's like, oh, no one's gonna tell him what to do. No one's gonna control Stanley anymore. So obviously that's a false. It's a false savior. It's a false ending. Is that now does the game start? Now that I understand that I'm technically trapped no matter what I do, but now I'm compelled to disobey.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's the...
When Stanley came to a set of
Shut up.
two open
No.
doors, this was not the correct way to the
Good.
meeting room,
Good.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Fucking push the meeting
Perhaps he
back
wanted
to
stop by
the
employee
30th
lounge
of
first,
February.
just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, that's a completely... Okay, well, we'll remember that. I
Stanley
want
was so
to
bad
die.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
You don't control me!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
You damn right everybody thinks that I'm powerful. That's a morbid... Well, if this is really... If this is about control, that's really dark. Is that it? He just snarkily lets me have died?
When do we unlock Flappy Bird?
This is Flappy Bird.
Oh.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
What? Why are you confused? This is the same spot as last time. Oh, is something gonna chase me now in the halls because I'm dead?
When Stanley came to a set of two
Nope.
open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to
Sorry,
stop by
Stanley,
the
I'm taking you
employee
this
lounge
way.
first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So now...
Stanley
I-
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do I die again?
But in his eagerness to prove that
Okay,
he is in
second.
control of the story, and
I didn't
no
think
one
it,
gets to
it
tell him
actually
what to
restarted
do,
that time.
Stanley leapt
So I
from
didn't
the
see
platform
credits.
and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
He's like, this isn't right. Will it tell me if I'm on the same path or when I restart? Like, am I on the you tried to die path?
I don't know.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley
It's
thought. How
different.
amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing?
The end is never the end is never the end. Oh, that's spooky.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Nope.
doors, this was not the correct way to
Nope,
the
nope,
meeting
nope, nope.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. I wanna go back into the scary
Stanley
office.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about
there was
nothing
another
but
path.
you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yeah. She's waiting for me, blah, blah, blah.
Bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Oh, shit.
Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope. Fuck that.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
I like blue.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
And
because
I paid
this is what you
money
wanted to
for it,
see.
so, you know,
Help
everybody
me here,
won.
Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I don't know if I wanna.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
What's the highest?
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that?
I don't know.
I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
What? The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard.
Leader.
Good old Neil is offline. Skid. Nico not. Oh, are these like... Should I understand what all this is? Hey, there's me. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others to improve. Objectively ranked last. Oh, congratulations. 91,000 doors opened. Friends list empty. 20% of players skipped the intro secrets. Only 3% chose the blue door. 98. That's kind of funny. Is that it? I didn't want to interrupt your achievements. Okay.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
No, I'm not a sheep.
Honest answers, please.
Man.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking
Yay.
a look at it, would you?
Sure.
Perfect. Let me boot it up.
I don't play video games, so... Oh, is it just gonna start me over?
In this game,
Ah!
the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of
Sorry, the
course,
kid's too
the
young
message
to
of the
watch a
game
YouTube
only
video or
becomes
follow me on
clear
Twitter,
once you've been
so-
playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
F in the chat for the baby.
You heartless bastard. Did you do
Language!
it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if
both.
it's the latter,
I've
well,
never
I don't
held
know
a
what to
baby
do.
and I don't
I'm
want to.
completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to
Go
ease
like
the
full
pain.
Velo.
Let's see. What do we have here?
You mean Bellows?
Yeah.
Or Bezos? What did you
Yes.
try to say?
This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
You said Belos.
Well, potato, potato.
No. Even if we don't like somebody, we respect their name and their pronouns.
It's just a different vowel in here.
Oh my god, it's Firewatch!
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
I love it!
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted.
I liked
erotic
this
purpose.
game.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Yeah, let's go hiking and talk to Lilith. Lulu!
Oh.
This is great.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
I want to talk to Sissy Jones.
This used to be Minecraft before they lost the licensing.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's what chat
That weirdly worked out for me. We just
It
did
is.
Firewatch
It's
not too
an
long
open
ago.
world game. Good
Yay!
God, quickly block it off.
No! 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 I want an Elden Ring!
Stanley, what a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing.
No.
That big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no
A
path
world
to
without
follow. You could
fences,
just
that's
go
exactly
in
where I
any-
want to be.
Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I
Lulu.
think this will be just the thing.
No. Ah, I found a hole in the wall. Hello?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
Oh.
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now,
Vroom,
this
vroom.
is game design.
Vroom,
Stanley,
vroom.
if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Vroom, vroom. I'm a soccer player. Vroom, vroom. Honk, honk.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here.
Yeah.
Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Huh? Oh, there it is. Ooh, I can go a lot faster now. I must accelerate. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go. Gotta follow my rainbow.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
Honestly,
Is it
no,
better
I
than
think
my
Rocket League
miserable
is
little story that I
ridiculous.
worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a
But you're being salty
and
as
I
shit.
realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then
Okay.
surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric
Yeah,
sports
stick 'em right in my
experience.
hands and
I'm going
mouth.
to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't
I
it?
want to get in the goal.
Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply
Love
have
me,
to
Papa.
have more. I'm insatiable.
I win.
More balls.
All right, you're giving off weird small pee-pee energy, narrator.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley?
Yeah,
You
it's
having
alright.
fun? Is this a real video game?
No.
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
No, wait.
That's right.
Oh.
Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you
Always
decided
let
you
your
didn't want to
conscience
play
be
my
your
game,
guide.
now I don't want to play with you either. So,
Whee!
goodbye, Stanley.
Oh.
I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much.
I don't
But
really
who
care for
knows?
your emotional
You're an
manipulative
inventive kid.
tactics.
You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley. Hold
Wee.
on. What are you doing?
Yeah, I thought so. Your weakness is giving a shit about me. Wee, we're breaking free.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story
It used
without
to be
me?
Portal.
You can't do it. You
That's
know
funny.
that. Stanley, come back.
I can't believe that would be a hard thing to retain. $5.10. Well, I've taken Roy off the grid. He doesn't even have a social security for Roy.
It's the difference between you and me.
Ugh.
Go back to the carpet store.
You know, this is actually, minus the fact that I'm scared that something's gonna chase me in the halls. I'm pretty okay with this. Like I said, I've had a couple of restaurants and a large corporation that I see ads for sometimes on mine or other people's YouTube videos. I've had some places do me pretty dirty, so I don't know. Unless this is haunted, I'm pretty okay with this. Ooh. Okay. I can't see. Do I get a flashlight? Yeah.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted
Oh,
was to be
God.
the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will
Ew.
wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
How do I get the Satan hellscape ending? Because this sounds like there's a horror route. Is that it? Yeah. Okay, so that happened because I just saw a walkway under the elevator. And one of the times it loaded me, I didn't start in his office. Did that matter at all? It's time to
All
fuck
of his
shit up.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I like how different that
Stanley
was.
came to a set
Shut
of
up.
2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
No,
and Stanley knew
we may
perfectly
restart
well.
Stanley.
Perhaps he wanted
I
to stop
remember
by the employee
everything.
lounge
My name is
first,
Alice,
just to
and
admire
I
it.
remember everything.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope, not yet.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is
And
that
I guess
the
there's also
story
the
has
path
been
of going
about
through
nothing but
the red
you
door.
all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Oh, right. And I also have to
Please,
answer the phone.
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm
Is
not
this where all
asking for me.
the decision trees branch off? Is when you go through the right door?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I've been waiting.
That's her, Stanley.
Fine, just this once.
You need to be the one to do.
Mind crime. Pfft. Ring. Is that it? Did I win? Is this heaven? Or is it
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Nope.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just
Ew.
pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
Is that how sex works?
Okay, there we
427.
go.
That's
All right,
spooky.
now, I want you to come in and tell me all about
Your day.
Ah!
Gotcha.
Ugh.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
Okay.
I'm trying to get you
Damn,
to see
Mom.
something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
All right.
This is a very sad
nice couch.
story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Ooh, an open kitchen. Wait, I'm dead? Good morning, employee. Up on your
Stanley is quite a
controller?
boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Oh, it did nothing.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
And he's
One might
calling a
even feel
cab.
sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No. No, you're being mean to me. There. Now it looks like we protected my my domestic partner. We've protected their identity. Cover up. This is an all ages stream. And now you're a Coraline. Okay, no one's gonna get mad at me for not pressing the button. I'll just press.
But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures.
Do you ever
From behind his
imagine
desk,
things?
Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Oh, it's
First,
turning
he
back into my
imagined that
office.
one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
What was it, The Last Man on Earth, where, yeah, Will Forte's like in the apocalypse and he falls in love with a mannequin. Please press spend time with the
So
boys.
he went further. He imagined
Going
that
to
he came to
Applebee's.
2 open
Nah,
doors
fuck Applebee's.
and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it
Honey,
with
I can
all possible
explain.
paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
Right.
And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
TM.
And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a
time for a
wonderful
story?
fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
But there is no
Ah.
answer. How could there possibly
Oh my god, I
be?
fucked a desk.
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets
Hate
which life
days.
is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Kill myself as in I'm wasting the time I have on this planet doing this?
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to
No, we're all in
convey
this
all
together.
this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Oh my god.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Okay. So is that one insinuating that I'm wasting my time? Every second is a gift. And by staying stagnant not doing anything, I'm just wasting life and killing myself. Whoa, this is different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Well, now it's all
Stanley decided to go to
blue.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? Why is it different? Ooh, man. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of
Eat
two open
my
doors, this
ass.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
This place looks
The
like
lounge
shit.
was
There could have been
grand,
more details.
majestic. Perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. Not
Stanley was
today,
so bad at
voices.
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact
And
is
all
that the
that's left
story
is
has
to
been about nothing but
unplug
you
it so I get the
all
glitchy
this
stuff, right?
time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
I'm not even
Please,
married.
stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Shut up.
She's been waiting.
Shut up. Where is it? Where is it?
That's her,
No.
Stanley. You need... Oh, no, you can't...
Oh, I
You
did.
just unplug the phone.
You
But that
bet.
wasn't
Who
supposed
uses
to
a
be choice. How
landline
did you
anyway?
do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know
Teabag
that
the
was possible.
cord.
Let me double check. No, it It's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
That's not
Music
what
comes
happens.
in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
You goddamn right.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Do I have to sit through
Please
this
observe
again?
This helpful instructional video.
Please don't tell me I have to sit through the instructional video again. Or it froze. Did it freeze or is it messing with me? I think the game froze. Did it freeze? It did freeze? Alright.
That's what it looks
Okay.
I would have assumed it was just messing with you.
That's what I thought too. Whee! Is there... Do I have to sit through the instructional video again?
It's hard telling if it throws you out.
Yeah, it kind of ruins the trippy meta stuff if it freezes on you. Does the time thing matter, or is this another one of those why are you mindlessly following instructions things?
Okay, some people have been saying you don't have to do that ending again. It's the same one you already did. So,
But I didn't open the door in the green office. Hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. Well, you're welcome. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. They are. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead and pick whatever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. All right, I'll let you go back to the game now.
Oh, so you can't open that other door, so you're good.
So I don't have to worry about the creepy office?
No, you don't have to watch that again.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Okay.
Well, I was hoping there's like a horror route. And if there is, I want to find it. That was nice. I was hoping I was going to get an achievement, but the game stopping to be like, or the developer stopping to be like, thanks for doing that. You don't have to keep doing that. Would you mind getting me my water?
This is the story of a man named
welcome back.
Stanley.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So
This
I'm
was
gonna go
not
for
the
the red
correct way
door?
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nope.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth
It's too
admiring.
blue.
It had really, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that
Is there a way to get all the way down there
in
without
someone
dying?
else can be difficult.
Thank
but
you.
the fact is that the story has been about
Sorry, I
nothing
forgot
but
my water.
you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Trust.
Really?
Yep.
I was in the middle of something. Do you
Don't
have
care.
zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
All right.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I
Oh,
really
yeah,
have
this is the
wanted you
religious
to be
thing about
happy
doing
all
it.
this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Am I just in a circle or a square? Yeah. So is the narrator the game?
What do we want?
We
What
did
are
get a
we
content
looking
warning
for?
subjects around suicide, though.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Am I on a lava lamp? Ugh. Okay. It's Encanto. We. Do I stay or do I go? Because it changed. Ooh, the stars are moving. That's kind of spooky. Oh no! I bring you love and peace. It brings us love and peace. Let's kill it. Did anyone say, do I stay in here or do I leave? Ooh, now it's red. It's changing, which tells me I should stay. Look at the stars. The great kings that ruled before us.
Aurora Borealis.
Let me guess. Everyone's making a Lemon Demon joke and you're making a Simpsons joke.
Nobody's referenced Lemon Demon.
No one?
No.
Is this the first time that you've ever seen Aurora Borealis? Really? I guarantee you somebody has.
I guarantee you. No. You can look
Boom. Is this the first time that you've ever seen? Also, someone said he can leave. It just cycles colors. Okay.
I thought they were asking about the room.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Feel my pain, bitch.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If
No.
you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Ugh. Wait, did the subtitles go without him saying anything?
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh, God. Do I have to?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Why do you sound like somebody who, like, is on a certain strain of trip? Let's just stay here. Oh, it just kind of starts over. There's nothing at the top. Alright, let's do the sad thing.
No! What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Well, Stanley isn't real. But I am. Ah! I thought he was gonna catch me. Oh, I lived.
Thank God.
Yay!
You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Am I prolonging something sad?
I think so. We got a $9.99 from Ari.
Thank you, Ari, for the $9.99. I appreciate
There.
that.
See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving. Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no, what are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
I'm trying to make sense of this. We...
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
It's a pretty selfish take on the situation.
Or maybe you're just
At least it's
getting a
not
kick out of
graphic.
it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Huh. Tell me that I'm walking a little slower.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
That's dark. But A, I appreciate that it wasn't very graphic. B, I mean, you learn that the narrator restarts with you. Does the time matter? Like, did it? It's not affected by that. No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ooh, new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
That means nobody's gonna sit there and be like, "You're actually supposed to." No, we're on this together. That's it. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
You're
As you
welcome.
may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Boo, computers.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Boo, home computers.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, should I have
well,
done
This sounds delightful.
more of the
I'm
old
very
stuff?
excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right. All right, let's see. It's...
Oh my god,
the
can I jump?
Circle?
Oh my god, I can jump! But only in the circle? Yes, my name is Sally. I am the best. I can jump higher than all of the rest. Watch me count to 10. Watch me count to 5. Watch me count as long as I stay alive. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
It's funny because that is content to some people. Oh, well,
That's
you're welcome.
it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And
I've
don't
seen
get me
worse.
started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault,
Follow me on
Stanley.
Twitter,
I
narrator.
built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm
At the
afraid.
third bill.
It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with
I'm not
me,
part of the fan
why don't
base,
we
so I have
just
no
reset the
expectations.
game,
This is my first
and we'll
time.
try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you
No,
and
I
me
want gimmicks.
having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
You're moving this relationship too fast. Is that really the only new content though? Like I spent $25 for the ability to jump.
I don't know, but there's a lot of jokes going. Microtransactions, $9.99 for unlimited jumps for a month, $4.99 for an extra 25 jumps.
Ooh, this is different. Ooh, it's a picture of the office. It's like I'm there. Ooh, put on your 3D glasses, everybody.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Do I want that? Ugh. Was that it? I won. And now you're in the med bay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Ooh.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was solid with a cheap PlayStation port?
Pressurized cache.
Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Our first kiss, my first car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. That's amazing. I want one, but I'm not OG enough for one. 2013, I was busy finishing college a year early. Wow. Memories in the... Buy unpressurized gas. That's so stupid. Oh, and it's on a Firefox page. The original remake. In loving memory of the Stanley Parable.
Oh, I get it.
What?
Steam.
Yeah. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts. Stanley Parable.
Slow to the...
That's silly. Maybe I'm just into this because I really like going to like zoos and aquariums and museums and stuff, and haven't been able to for years because of, you know, awful things and then nobody responding appropriately to it. A trip down memory lane. Is that the soundtrack? What is that? Or is it a CD? It looks big. I thought it was a vinyl at first. It could be a physical CD. Smile because it happened. Oh, the first Stanley Parable dollar.
I love that.
Wish we could turn back time. Do the good old day. Don't play for 5 years. It is impossible to get this achievement. How do you get it? Nominee, British Academy Award. New video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Rutgers goes from scandal to new crisis. 50% off a designer hat. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Who's that next to us in the painting? Is there another person in this somewhere? Wow, I can't believe summer's over.
And over here
nice.
is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Oh my
like
God.
This stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any
Is
form
this
of
the
art,
person whose
Stanley
tweet I
Parable
saw?
strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I was looking around to try to see the price, and I saw somebody tweet that they were appreciative that the team checked in about any updated names or pronouns and made those adjustments for this person, or maybe there's a reference somewhere else. I could be thinking of someone else, but I saw something along those lines where they're like, there's a reference to my review, and they like talked to me about names and pronouns and stuff, which is dope if that's changed. And I know that was really cool, and I saw they do the same thing for their employees. I wanted to make sure they had everybody's up-to-date names and all that good stuff so they don't dead name anybody in the credits. The tasteful nostalgic, it was good. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to get this. See, guys, there's crafting mines right there. There's Roblox. There's Lego World.
This is so cool.
Let's begin again. Ooh. Look, it looks like the screen that I looked at previously, but older. Haha, doors. The top 10 memories from the Stanley Parable 2013. Number 1, the classic Who's the Other Person? Person of the Year. Oh, the buttons. Look, honey, look. Those are the buttons. There's the original doors. There's a car. I don't think I've gotten to the car. There's me. Haha, I get it. Haha.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
The textures. This is not a. That's not a bike. It's not a picture of a. It's not a bike. Top 10 memories. Number 2, the narrator's smooth voice. Sure, he'd get mad at you, but let's never forget it was awesome. Your number is 29. Can I go in there? No. Am I like dead? There we go.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a
Bad
collection of
reviews.
reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Please.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
Let it out, bud. Let it out.
funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
Yeah.
I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Yeah. Let it out, bud. It's okay. It's okay. It's the internet. Sometimes people will just not pay attention, not watch the whole video, make an assumption, not understand it, even though you break it down fairly clearly at the beginning what the video is about, and that there's reactions, then collected thoughts, then they'll call you stupid, and then they'll just run themselves in circles, and what they're saying isn't making any sense. But the only part that's clear is the part where they're talking down to you and telling you that you're wrong. Just let it out, bud. Just let it out, bud. I wouldn't know what that's like. No one ever says anything rude or negative ever about my stuff, so it is just conjecture.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me.
Is this the real
well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't.
Ah, man, see, I would say make this
awful
dense
memory
as
to
shit.
have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Yeah.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
They won't even see this part as you feeling like you wish you could have made something that made everybody happy. They'll just see it as you bitching. And morph it into some sort of passive-aggressive thing, even though they don't understand what that term is. I'm not speaking from experience. It's okay. Breathe. I'm glad you got a chance to do this. Let it out. Oh, almost my birthday.
Stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay, walk the plank.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll
Ooh,
put
a
you
crosshair.
forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered.
Is
No
there
more
has
listening to me
the
rambling
crosshair been
on
showing
and
up other
on
times? I just noticed it
The
now.
Stanley Parable
This
is
is
a
for
game
the skip
for
button. That's
people.
amazing.
And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this.
Oh, it's a Mike Flanagan
the
story
and the
now.
choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah blah
that's
blah blah
the
blah blah blah
movie.
blah 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 blah.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it.
You just said
but
blah,
if
blah,
I
blah,
had
blah,
to
blah.
describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
I mean, you're
Although
making
have
a
to
great
imagine
statement on how you
that
can't
after
make
seeing
everybody
this
happy.
exciting new technology at work, surely
So that's
whoever
also,
it is who runs pressurized gas
That's also a
will
standpoint from
instantly
somebody
run out
with
and
a high
implement
level
new
of
feature
success,
to make it possible
so
to edit one's review.
I appreciate
merely
it as
because
much
of
as
this
I
very
can.
situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely.
Down here in
Or
the
perhaps
slightly
they'll
above
simply
sea
grant this
level, looking up at
particular
your
user
tower.
the ability to change their review. So okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about, I know. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Oh,
Stanley,
oh my God, the
I think
lights.
it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
It's been 1
I've
week.
been sitting here. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt freed. I felt unburdened.
Okay. Sorry, I made the mistake of taking a peek at chat, and I hate that feeling of not being listened to or talked over, acknowledged, however it works on this weird hellscape.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But
like,
then,
let it out.
He's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us. Now he
again,
went, shut
it hits
up.
different
It's
when
the
you're
inconsistency. It's the lack of
again,
accountability.
you still had a high level of
Willingness to
success.
examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world, as though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment. The end is never the end, 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 is never.
I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm glad you got that high level success, you know what I mean? It's just... There we go. Can I leave now, or are we just waiting for the stuff to deteriorate more? Ooh, almost. Fresh air. Collect rainwater. We'll be fine. Ooh, now it's The Last of Us. But, you know, like, some people probably say the same thing to me, you know. Would openly laugh in that person's face and say, it's just no sustainable income, so it's still a half a blessing and a full curse, is how I've described it to my grandma. There we go. Well, let's go find Batman, huh? Now I'm free. No, I was having fun.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Anyway, back
Stanley
to the...
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ooh. Should I do the new content, or should I... I'm just scared that this won't be there next time. I haven't even done all the old content, or majority of it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section.
Oh, I'm not worried.
walked
I'm
straight
gonna
ahead
do
to
it the way I
opposite
want to
door
do it.
and got back on track.
I would be concerned that like something wouldn't
Well,
be.
now I've missed what he said, so I don't know what to do now.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's just really frustrating. I didn't ask for anything, so that's why I'm avoiding chat. Is I'm doing my best to juggle this while repeatedly asking to not be told what to do or spoken down to like I'm stupid.
Yet there was
I
not
even
a single
literally
person
just
here
referenced
either.
it.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
Down.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, it's just a memo.
But Stanley
Car.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Or maybe I just need a
All
soda
of my
pop.
co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps
Imagine a
the strangest
sandwich.
question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
No, I'm still walking.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
Can't wake up.
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
You don't have a wife.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
And we're still down here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariela.
Oh.
Mariela woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yeah, okay. It's weird. This feels... There was another game that kind of did this to me where I'm like... I feel like I would have felt like this was a lot more deep and profound and like, oh, I never thought about this before.
What could it mean?
Read
Stanley decided to go to the
2020,
meeting room.
2019.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So then...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Thought so. This is where you and the narrator were talking, and I didn't hear which way was the right and wrong way. I wanted to press the button.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left.
I wish there was
right.
another way to
Yep, okay.
show how
yes.
lost the
I've got it
narrator
now.
is.
This story is absolutely,
You
definitely
call somebody for
this
help.
way.
Is this my Broom car? Ah, it's a gate. Oh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick,
I've seen
Stanley,
it.
close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get
Ooh,
back
somebody
to,
got fired.
Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
And 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I wish, because we've done the rustling of the paper a couple times. I'd love to have one where it's like suddenly it's like, hold on a second. You see like, Janice, the handbook doesn't cover what to do here, and like you hear like people conferring. Something's wrong with like the way I sit in chairs or these chairs or something. But after a couple of hours, it starts to really hurt my body.
You gotta punch the gravity.
I don't know what to do. Like honestly, like it
All of his
really
coworkers
hurts, and it's like on the like
what could it mean?
the
Stanley
base of
decided
my
to go to
like,
the meeting room. Perhaps he
like
had
that
simply missed a
tailbone
memo.
area.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or...
No, I didn't do anything.
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Ooh. This is kind of spooky. Okay, does this one just go in a loop?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Let me explore.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. Oh. I was enjoying the walking simulator.
Defeat.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't think it did a real reset, though. So I didn't see anything.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back.
Sell
where
what
we
you can to
just
make
came
ends meet,
from.
I guess.
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I like how that felt like a haunted maze or something, where it's like close the door, or like the Haunted Mansion, where it's like close the door, haha, it's actually an elevator. Like it had this like a haunted house trick to it. Buddy, if something's different, might be different. Things different. It'd have to really jump out at me. I don't think I'm gonna notice.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Whoa. And here's where the Phantom continued to work in his cubicle.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is
This
this the
is weird.
story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
It's the hash slinging slasher.
Do you remember, Stanley?
It's
Well, do you
Resident
know
Evil
what?
7.
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations!
I'm the smartest
You
ever.
put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
What?
Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No, I like this. Okay. Some people are just threatened by how perfect of a gamer I am. Huh.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the
Adventure
Stanley
line?
Parable
Come on, grab a
Adventure
friend.
line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Do I follow the line? I think I should follow.
$5 dono.
Hey, thank you for the 5. What, Matt E?
Yeah.
Or Maddie?
You
Matt
see,
E?
Yeah.
the line knows where the story is.
The line
it's over
TM.
in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply
tried
by
to
the
time
act
it
of
with the
moving
wind.
forward.
Oh, that's
Are we
funny.
implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature
Oh
of
my
life
God.
itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Darkness. I'm gonna get copyright claimed. Oh my god. Employee 432 peer reviews. When does it stop? When does it stop?
Wait, cut the music.
Thank you.
Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You
This?
won't want to miss anything.
Okay. I already forgot it.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through...
Thank you, Line.
Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people,
It's time for
right?
Adventure Line
Why
Distant
don't we
Lands.
make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Want to have a very limited amount of health potions, a giant dragon show up out of nowhere and
no,
attack
not
me.
you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Oh my god.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
No, it's
How
not.
important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Oh.
Okay. So I know
what I've
that
been
each
doing.
door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh, I don't get a choice. Yeah. I figured as much at this point. The confusion ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
Now a dead end.
And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
After a long time, Stanley dies.
Determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
That startled me a little bit.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Oh, now I'm supposed to start questioning if the narrator's like a pre-recorded message. New content. Was that the end of it, or do I keep restarting? I guess the doors are not.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think I've done everything from the right door. Right?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
There's an escape route.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Beep. Right. So, what we're doing now.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Bring it. I have died many times.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Let me face my fears. Let me face my fears. Oh. I was hoping for like a spooky horror route at some point in this game. And it's such an oxymoronic thing, because if I say, I want to find another game like Doki Doki with like a huge twist like that, then I'll know that there's a twist.
Yeah.
So I just have to
As the
luck
machine
upon
whirred
one.
into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Well, I chose this.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
Hello?
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Wee! I think that's why.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Ooh.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh. Was I? I mean, I guess unless the narrator helps me escape, yeah, you're just... We are all... We die. It happens at some point. Look at all them credits. Everyone say thank you to all these people who made this. Let's go. I miss anything back here? Man, 2 museums in one day. Maintenance room, an early version of the maintenance room. Ooh, the button was in a slightly different part of the thing. Nice. Oh, I see. Narrator emails. From Mary, a subject. A question brought forth by the intense passion of my soul. Am I Stanley? Are you spying on me? TM. Do. The cargo lift. Yeah. Oh, if you ever get the chance to visit, I highly recommend you go. It's breathtaking in the summertime. Where's this room with the switches? I want a room with switches. Zending? Have I not gotten to that? Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one released on May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. That's cool. The game is now paused. Begin the game again. Resume the game. Oh, it's the escape menu. That's kind of cool. That's something moved. Countdown desk. Freedom ending. Buttons.
Selecting a bagel.
Okay, selecting a bagel. I heard a beep. Was that good? Am I just stuck in here? Boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. Nice. Office clock. How do I get out of here? Whoa. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. but you'll make fun of people who like Firewatch and Rocket League? I think that would have been really cool. On the nose. You can have an ending that's a little on the nose. What's up here? Ooh. Ah. Whoa, this one's slightly different.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Yep.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two.
Okay.
You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
I'll choose to stop playing when I'm ready to choose to stop playing. That was kind of cool. Not all these endings are winners. Also, obviously, if I had done this first and then done the DLC, I would think I would have appreciated the museum a little more.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
It
to
means
the
I
meeting
forgot
room.
it's Janice's
Perhaps he had
birthday.
simply missed a memo.
Oh no.
Anyway, let's grab a drink at new content or new
Good.
content.
You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Plus, I'm streaming it, but that concept's going to be lost on people. So ending it when it told me to end it also
You see, Stanley,
wouldn't be me
I've
making
been
a choice for
reflecting on the
myself.
Stanley Parable. And
I'd
about
say you're
how
more of a puppet
roundly
for turning off the
disappointing
game when it
this
tells you to.
Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So
Legacy.
forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Ultra
Which
Plus
is
Deluxe,
why
plus Ultra
I'm very
Deluxe.
proud to announce for the first time ever
A
the
paywall.
Stanley Parable 2.
Yay! 2? Oh my
Yes, you
god, the
see,
font.
Isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
That's amazing.
This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Alright, so we went for the overtly negative, and now we're gonna go for the overtly positive response. Again, it's interesting and fun, but it can only hit so hard from someone who has succeeded, illustrating this to someone still struggling to succeed. But that's interesting. Okay. So this is
Calling it the Stanley
the other
Parable
side
2
of
is just
the
so much
sequel
catchier
of
than Ultra Deluxe,
wish
don't you
fulfillment.
think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
You okay, bud? Psst, psst. Boo. They're back. 2 doors. The Stanley Parable 2. Here we go again. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Colored red section of the chart. That's amazing. Is that a fucking Men in Black reference? Old and busted, new hotness? Yeah, Men in Black 2.
Oh.
When Will Smith is trying to, like, remind Tommy Lee Jones of everything, and he's like, where's my car? And he's like, oh, that thing was old and busted. This is the new hotness. Old and busted, new hotness. It's a trailer line.
I've never seen any of the Men in Black movies.
The first one was my first VHS movie. Like, that was solely mine. Like, I got it as a present. And I have not seen the third one. Because, you know, I don't need to see my childhood die. Nice. 2 Stanleys, 2 Parable.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
The end is never the end again. This is my favorite. I don't know. I love the... Because that's his office number, right? But then the 2 is highlighted. That's so good. A Roman numeral 2. There we go. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, C80, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's so good. What? The prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the Nice. I actually really like that. Oh, God. This way to the show floor? Which way is it to the show feet? I gotta go back and see. I have to believe that the Shining knockoff, the Shining with the 2, it has to be because the Shining's such a fucking overrated, needlessly hyped or loved thing. Like, ooh, I hope. If that's the case, then the Stanley Parable creator and I are, like, destined to be pals. Because The Shining is overrated. Hold on, I gotta pause for the red carpet. Oh. This is why I canceled my appearance at the Met Gala, was because I had to show up for the Stanley Parable 2 announcement. We're here asking the top questions. Stanley Parable 2, are there gonna be 2 Stanleys? Yes, and you'll be able to customize your narrator. There's an extra seat. Oh. That looks like... That gives me, like a Despicable Me 2 vibe. Or what is that stupid... What's their name? Not Illuminati.
Minions.
Yes, but that team, their design. Despicable Me 2... They did, like, Minions, obviously, but, like, a couple other things. It's like Illumination or something.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. This looks like one of their logos. Like it's too vibrant to be DreamWorks.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Hell yeah. Oh, I want to touch the button. Everyone get the fuck out of my way and shut up.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of
Hey
this
guys, welcome
feature.
back. I'm Jim.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
I am Jim.
Jim. Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again. Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
God damn. Well, at least you're equally as shitty to the people who are overwhelmingly, like, aggressively, like, positive and demanding more.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Ooh, merch. Everyone get the fuck out of my way.
Give shop.
Merch is important. I saw the new content. Oh, fuck. This t-shirt is the best new feature. The end is never the end again. I want the 427 so bad. Oh. Oh, it's the adventure line, right? It's 2 adventure lines. Even better. That's how I know that it's good and newer. Oh, man. Reassurance bucket? Okay, that's good. The Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Probably Get Well Someday, because Happy 12th Birthday would imply that we're a 12-year-old in a work environment. People would read too far into it.
5 from Robeson.
Thank you, Robeson, for the 5.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Okay, well. I'll go fuck myself. Oh, God, they get that's cool. Man. Was there another one? Yeah, there's another one stuck under the... Aw, man. The detail. The metal on the stairs look real. That balloon got stuck down there. All the balloons are stuck up there. It's like real balloons.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
The new and easy trophy. Get it here. Free trophy. Get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your new trophy. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
It won't happen.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
That's really funny. Although there are people who that you know does really matter to them, so I don't know. I know I'd be pretty bummed, like, whenever I really like a game and there's not, like, a bunch of stupid achievements attached to it, like, I'll do it. I have all the Resident Evil 8 achievements, because I liked that game.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Oh my god, I still can't get more jumps.
Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece.
No! We restarted so many times! My consequences had actions. Ooh, I gotta get my Stanley Parable 2 Funko Pop. Hold on. So by the logic of the Stanley Parable and the Stanley Parable 2, you have no choice but to buy my merch. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Collect them all!
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your
oh my god
life.
Oh my god. Hell yeah. 5 more and it'll finally be complete. Is that it? Yeah.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Please no screenshots. Oh, it's the balloons. Oh, I know where the rim is. I found Stanley's bussy.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum.
Why, it's not really an infinite hole? What does it matter when I do it? It's an infinite hole.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay.
From another perspective, infinite means
you found the
4 seasons.
Of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
Yeah.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us?
Am I in
and
an
agree to
abusive
just call the
relationship with the
whole
narrator?
Mostly infinite. If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Blue skidoo, and I can too.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Where am I? There we go. Like, right? Like, I kind of got gaslit by the narrator, right? Like, maybe the problem's you. Like, I'm not saying anything, and it's like, look, we both said things we regret.
I feel like that's just the concept of the game.
To gaslight me. It just keeps going. To Stanley Parable. That's actually a really cool design, like the thinking and inside. It's very noir. I like it. Can I get the trophy now? Damn it. Here. Okay, well, I can't do the jump circle. This is the merch line. Here's the merch line. The reassurance bucket. Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration,
Validate
I've
me.
engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's
Oh,
true.
I wanted it to be like a
As long as you
Staples
hold
button
onto
where it
the
just said
bucket,
nice things
the
to
many
me.
disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body.
Can I keep it?
And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
If there's such thing as a god, I'll just get to keep hanging onto the bucket for forever. Please. Fuck yes.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
The bucket. The button that says gym. Whole new office. The baby's all grown up. Jesus. How long is this one? This is... The jump circle, this map, free trophy, the button says the name of the person who's playing the game, merch, settings world champion, reassurance bucket, off decorations, epilogue. I haven't done the epilogue. What made you ha?
Settings world champion's so funny.
was that? I'm here, so I need to go in and then a sharp left. Where's the settings world champions? Fuck it. Okay. And I remember there was like an epilogue behind like a thing. Look at the two with like the eyes and a little thumbs up. It's Tui the two. Now this is the... Yeah, this is the collectible. So another Q&A press panel. The fact that the handle even jiggles makes me so happy. What was this? No. No. Settings world champion. Well, as soon as I gave up on looking for it, I found it. Okay. Damn it. Is the joke that the settings world champion is up a narrow flight of stairs because they have like a bunch of accessibility settings? Am I reading too much into that? Like, right? Like, is this like really narrow, like weird 2 flights of stairs and it's like really awkward? Is there anything left to do other than the epilogue?
Yeah, because it looks like Matt said you need the achievement to open the door for Settings World Champion, so I'm not sure.
Is it an achievement I can get in here, or do I move along?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Now, I found the epilogue again.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you need to go through each of the sliders point by point in the settings menu.
This, so, like, literally the sliders?
Yeah.
And do that?
Yeah.
I don't remember what I had it on. This was 5.
This means not simply holding down the control stick, as it will start to skip individual numbers, so use the D-pad instead.
Just the sliders or everything?
Let's see. You also need to select show subtitles and show transition labels to get new sliders for this subtitle opacity to appear.
So I can't hold it down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the sliders?
Yeah.
Because one of these is 100.
Well, yeah, so it might be a personal investment, depending on...
Well, it's just one. The other ones, I think, were like, one was 10.
Yeah.
Is it just the sliders? I don't have to, like, check everything else on and off?
I'm pretty sure. It's just a matter of the hidden sliders under show subtitles and show transition labels, or translation labels.
What was it? I have subtitle background opacity. What was the other thing you told me I had to look for? Oh, transition labels? There it is. Jesus Christ. Okay. We're just gonna...
Meanwhile, Araya popped in and said, I'm like an hour behind in the stream, but I'm sending you love. Your videos make me really happy, and it's awesome to see such wonderful and supportive people on the platform.
Thank you. That makes me very happy. I hope you enjoy. Man, can you imagine getting your shout out here?
Behold the Stanley Parable's high-octane gameplay.
And then what was... No. Oh, show content warnings. I guess that's important. Was that it? Nothing happened.
If this does not work, you may also have to toggle the different language modes to see sliders in every different language.
Like, what?
Yeah. Oh, in audio settings, if you didn't go to audio yet.
I'm in audio settings. That's where I've been this whole time.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Like, just go through every language, or I have to then do the sliders in every language?
The sliders in every language.
Are you high? No, I'm not doing that.
You don't have to.
Oh, here we go. I got confused because it said audio in the center. Okay, well. So, I think the big twist at the end of Stanley Parable 2 is going to be that we ourselves are in a society.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh, it's because of the volume. I'm like,
Story of a
this
man
would be really
named
nice to hear the narrator say some shit while I do this,
This
but
is the story of a
nah,
man
I'll go
named
fuck
Stanley.
myself instead.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh, this is nice.
This is what they call one of those chill games, aesthetic games.
There's somebody out there who, like, this is really doing it for him, unironically. Oh, it's awful. I realized that it was making the menu cookies. Nothing happened. I'm gonna vomit. I did the translation. I didn't do anything. Yeah, I did everything. So.
Yeah, the only thing I have is if this does not work, you may also have to toggle the different language modes to see the sliders in every different language.
Like, see them or go through 0 to 100? All right, well, that was fun.
Yeah, there's some people saying you might not even be able to unlock it yet. I don't...
No one was thinking to share that possibility before we spent 4 minutes on it. Where was the... That was everything, right? Yeah. It just makes it so X does everything, and that was really confusing. That was the settings. Where's the... Was it over here? Yeah, I'm not doing that on every language.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
There we go. Don't do the epilogue? Is there something I didn't do in this fucking StanCon? What didn't I do?
Aw, Matt E. $5 donut. You're a settings world champion to me, smiley face.
Thank you. That's not gonna open this fucking door. I can't open doors on good intentions, Marge. Damn, that really was everything.
Yeah.
Unless, yeah, it's to do it on every frickin' go through them all in every language.
That's what it's saying.
Which I'm not doing that. Unless I have to get out of here?
I don't think so. It says the only thing that you unlocked is a new setting.
Oh, a new setting?
Yeah.
Land the achievement and that room. That would be
All
really
right.
funny, though.
Have you seen everything you wanted to?
that.
Ready to move on now?
Jesus Christ.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Sorry about that. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Yeah, that's great.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Is it not a book? Please. Fuck yeah, let's go. Finally, we're getting our answers to all of our questions. What is the parable and where does the come from? Well, I guess the will be talked about more in the prequel, sequel, spin-off. Ooh, everything looks so fancy. Is that the end of it, is seeing the title screen, or am I going to play like the Stanley Parable too?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where
balloons.
he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Wow, look at the
Although
detail on the
others
desk.
might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
Is this legitimately a different game, or did they just drop the random
Never
things
in
in there?
all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up.
Where?
Why was he not doing it?
Where's my bucket?
Stanley picked up the
Fuck
bucket.
yeah. I saw this in the trailer at Stanley Con.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yes, master.
Still no one was here.
Ew, gross.
Stanley
Too much
needed the bucket's
thinky-thinky.
warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
We need you to re-record all the lines you did 10 years ago, but you need to add "and the bucket."
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew
That's
it.
not true.
The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
As long as I have the bucket, I am safe. That's so stupid. Is there anything different in the sequel, or is it just straight up the bucket and the balloons? Or if I look at the right spots, will I find the infinite
plummeting
hole?
towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
Accurate.
Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
You're okay.
The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I'll never, ever leave your side.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Fuck yeah. Button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
So when it restarts, though,
the monitors jumped to life,
will I
and
be in
Stanley
2 or
nearly
1?
dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped,
Am I throwing away my
monitored
shot?
like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
Oh,
as
no.
Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I'm getting you out of this. You listen to me. We're gonna
Was
open
the bucket under the mind
gonna open
control
that nightclub
facility's
we always
influence
talked
as
about.
well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would
I guess I
dismantle
never
the controls
pressed
for
on.
good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Hell yeah, bucket. That's so fucking stupid.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
Yeet the bucket out of here. The bucket will live.
About to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms.
No.
Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
That's fine.
We got a 5 from Robeson.
Thank you, Robeson, for the 5. What the fuck?
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
So what, I'm just not allowed to leave with the bucket?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it true. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Nothing? I can just jump down here, no one's gonna be mad at me?
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
Oh, no.
I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh my god, I just want to get out of here with my bucket. Jesus.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
This game.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
I don't trust you, dude.
Is this a bucket?
Fine. No, it's not.
Incorrect.
Yeah, this is a bucket.
This is a bucket.
Yeah. There's no winning. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what I do. Lambs to the cosmic slaughter.
Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here.
There's a bucket
and
right
I
there.
don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective.
Same.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
I said yes, you're a
I'm
bucket.
afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
Dude,
can't
I
do
will
that. I'm
fight
sorry,
you.
But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
I hate it here.
What happened? Is everything gone?
Everything
Why
was
did everything
bucket.
disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Yes.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea.
Some people just don't understand
Except me.
analysis and
I'm not a bucket
subtext.
after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
That was so weird.
I'm sad.
I want my bucket back.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would... The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched
I'm
the
still
bucket
not sure-
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Society. I'm still not sure, like, do I just replay the game with the bucket?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Ooh.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Well, I'll fight
I
you.
can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no.
It's not like it's
We're
giving me an
getting into
option.
name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
Where do you get off,
That your
broom
life
closet?
is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each
You don't
of
want to
them
know the
point
things this
by
bucket and I
point.
have been through.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
What? Is that it?
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Hey, here we
Now
go.
it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Do I stay in the broom closet or do I leave?
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker
Why did
is
it go under the
also
first
a
sticker?
bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker. You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Is that all to do in the bucket? Or the bucket closet, the broom closet?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm so confused. Ooh, there's the collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't
appreciate
buy
that
that
it
sort of
remembered
happiness,
the first
Stanley.
one.
God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work
This section
hours.
contains
He
themes
might
of
be
mental
fired for
illness.
that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley.
Oh, is this the same?
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket.
It's just a normal, everyday
God.
bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this.
Where'd
Who
my
knows
bucket
what
go?
sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience
Ugh.
without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Is this the same thing, but now I've dropped my bucket?
Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Yeah, well, also give me that bucket.
Incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariela.
Oh, yeah, so it's... Am I at least holding the bucket when I
Mariela
buy
woke
the
up on a
street?
day like any other. She arose, got dressed,
Picked up her
bucket
bucket of
and
comfort.
security, and walked to her place of work.
No, she's
But on
holding the
this
bucket, that's
particular
better.
day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariela thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Everything is just slightly more fun and bizarre with the bucket. That was weird. Oh my god.
He clung to his bucket. It was his only defense.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
I just wanna see
decided
what
to go
happens
to the
when I don't
meeting
press-
room.
Oh, I got to keep my
Perhaps he had simply
stickers!
missed. Warmth spread through
Yeah.
Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh my god. Is this some kind of game? There must wrong there. Right? Oh no, that's an R. I thought it was yeah. Okay. A large room, lots of boxes, somewhere both red and blue, nearby a fireplace, a private but smelly place for an important person. Oh my god. Trust the completionist instinct. Oh my god, that's... I love how the bucket also literally adds
Coming to a
nothing to
staircase,
it.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Like it feels like it's there for somebody to... I thought so. Fuck yeah. Give me
Another
that.
miniature Stanley
Assign
figurine.
meaning.
This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Oh my god. To be rich To be rich. Is it a crime to commit crimes? Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Boo. It said, ooh. Ugh, there's the panda painting that I hate so much. Hello? What the fuck? Can I possibly ever go back to the... Go back to the list
Stepping
of
into his manager's
locations?
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Hey! Gimme. Oh, that's right. I have
I'm
to
going
touch it.
back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I don't know. I liked those kind of games as a kid. Games where you get rewarded by seeing a number go up by 1 on a screen is how we are all here today. You forget you forget your roots and your history, video game.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
I was hoping to get the rest
what
of the
horrible secret did this place hold?
collectibles.
Stanley and the bucket both
We gotta
wondered
call
to
it soon.
themselves.
Yeah.
It's about to hit the 4-hour mark.
But bucket.
I know. But I'm also like, we can't have the AC on when we're doing this.
And Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
It is swampy in here,
Everyone
that's
in
a
the
good
office was
adjective.
being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
They can't hurt you now. They can't hurt you
Was
now.
the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first
name on
place?
here?
These questions raced
Bucket.
furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Should I try to escape again? Because I feel like,
But
would
here
anything
was the
change?
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Number 5?
For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Okay. 1, 2. believe 3 was over here. 3. Fuck, there's 5. Where's 4? There's 3. I need 4. Were those always there? I just didn't notice them. Where's 4? 1, 2. Oh, is it that up there? Oh, fuck do I? Oh, I see the stairs. Or no? No stairs for me? I can't see shit. Is that where the 4 is? I just wanted the... I don't see a way to get anywhere else. This? No. But no, I love the bucket being assigned all meaning when it is as previously established if you were paying attention, I guess. It's devoid of all meaning, and it's fucking hilarious. But I got to keep my stickers. But for real though, where the fuck? I just want to see what things do. I'm trapped. Right? That's got to be a button up there. But it looks like there's like a gate. I can't see. Has anyone said anything about the buttons or no?
Nope. Just confirming that they've been there from the previous question.
I don't know. Pressing 5 did nothing. I'm over it.
When at last they came, but at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Hey!
Birds. Silly
Yay.
birds.
Okay.
The control buttons became active again.
Ooh.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all.
Wow, they
it
almost
was
look real.
a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
I think it's a good ending. my body is hurty. I thought this chair would be like a better idea for my but I guess not.
Might have to get you a lumbar pillow.
A lumbar pillow? How would that help my butt?
Because it's all attached. It provides support off your tailbone.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because I tried the pillow that the other chair came with and it didn't do anything. I don't know. Maybe we should just steal me a standing desk.
You can find the room in the car.
Yay! An error occurred.
No!
Awesome! I guess this is as good a place as any to end it.
Oh.
Sick. It's a ton of fun. I'm assuming that was the end of the game, at least. I think I didn't just miss out on something really cool. Yes. Damn, we had some people come and go throughout the stream. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was busy.
Nice. 6:09 a.m., your favorite time of day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 6:09 is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 6:09? You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting those settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like to be set. It's good to collect data. Fuck. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let's whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game.
Oh.
That's a good cliffhanger to leave it on.
That's so fun.
Next time we boot up the game, we'll have new sliders. Oh, God. So, I mean, I guess that works. I'm still stuck in the Stanley Parable 2. So then that will be part 2. Nailed it. I'll have a lot of fun making that thumbnail, I promise. Let me, hush, hush, hush.
Bye, Jim. Hope you have a good night along with your bucket.
Let me, Again, I wish this was a lot easier to do. Just to, you know, say thank you to people. But, this is where we're gonna end it for tonight. Probably pick it back up Thursday. Same time, 7 o'clock Central Time, which is 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And then the rest of the time zones, do your own math. I don't know all the time zones off the top of my head. Come on. See all. Just want to thank those who donated during this stream real quick. Thank you, Nocturne Phoenix, Ari, Matt, Robeson, Matt, and Robeson again. Thank you for the donations, guys. Like I've said before, those are a great way to support, and I super appreciate it. The donations are how I pay for the games, as well as bills, electricity, and internet and stuff, so we can keep streaming. So I appreciate that a lot. And if you can't donate or don't want to or unable to, there's other ways to support me. Watching, hitting that like button, subscribing, ringing the bell and checking the settings, making sure they're set to all so you get notified whenever I upload or go live here and on my main channel, youtube.com/thethirdbill. likes are important. Watch time is important. Watch videos and streams as long as possible. Leaving comments. Those are all ways to support as well. But thanks for hanging out, guys. I had a lot of fun. This game's very weird. And it's like hard. Oh my god, that's so trippy spooky. It's hard to keep up with it for like a stream, so I've just been kind of letting it happen. And I hope people are still enjoying it. I like to think we'll wrap up the Stanley Parable 2 on Thursday. I don't know how this game really works, but I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are too. We'll do some more endings and stuff, and maybe we'll pull up a page or something for Alana to look at so we can make sure that we get some random endings as well once I tire of second guessing everything I do. But I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope to see you again next time I go live or next time I upload on my main channel. I'll be doing the new Owl House video this weekend. I'm still working on Amphibia Season 3B, as well as a couple of other things to drop as we start heading into the summer. Just working on different video ideas and stuff like that. But yeah, I've got Owl House on the weekends. And then when Amphibia is done, I'll have my big Season 3B video, and then a kind of a discussion. No, I don't want to say rambly because I don't want to like talk myself down, but like a more general thoughts, podcasty kind of thing for the show as a whole. That'll be fun. And then, yeah, I have a couple of other things I'm working on right now to drop post Owl House and Amphibia time for the summer. Look forward to that. Look forward to more games. Right now I'm looking at, after this, either doing maybe a quick other Stardew, or Shadow of the Colossus has caught my eye recently. I also want to play something spooky. Like, I was really hoping the Stanley Parable would be like a horror game in disguise, and I think I want to try to find like a good horror game. So if anyone has ideas, leave a comment on this video or the community post for this stream, because I want to play The Quarry when that drops, but I can't think of too many others off the top of my head. I only have access to a PlayStation for right now, occasionally a Switch, but not all the time. That's another thing donations go to as well. I'm saving up in the hopes of getting a good PC so I can stop overheating my MacBook that I also use for everything else I do. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I've got some stuff in the works that I'll be able to talk about real soon, I hope. Follow me on Twitter. You already know what it is. But yeah, got some stuff being finalized soon. And yeah, hope to see you, like I said, this Thursday next time I go live, which will be this Thursday, or this weekend with my Owl House video. Yeah, stay safe. Thank you again, Alana, for modding. Thank you again, everyone who donated, everyone who's watching. Click those buttons. Those are super important. And you only have to be subscribed for what, like 5 minutes, and then you can talk and chat. So thank you everyone who's subscribing as well. Hope everyone's staying safe. Don't forget, as always, there's a link in the description to a card that'll send you to resources for social awareness and education, mental health, crisis lines, Trevor Project resources, things like that. Should you or someone you know need them. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Hope everyone's staying safe. Like I said, hope to see you next time. Be mindful of others. Wear a mask if you choose to go out. Remember to take care of yourselves, please.